Welcome back, Moonlight Dreamers. And if you're new, step into a world where danger, love, and destiny collide beneath a cursed moon. The blood-stained moon hung low over Silverfang territory, painting the forest in shades of crimson and shadow. The air reeked of wet earth and fear. Arin ran until her lungs screamed, the sharp taste of blood filling her mouth. Branches tore at her arms and clothes, whispering like claws eager to claim her. Every echoing howl from behind reminded her. She wasn't running for freedom. She was running from fate. They had chosen her. The condemned Omega. The sacrifice to silence a curse no one dared name aloud. Her heart hammered as she clutched her chest. Beneath her shirt, the brand burned hot, pulsing like something alive. 1 full moon cycle. 1 month before it kills me. The words seared her mind like fire etched into her soul. Her mother's voice, soft, broken, haunted the rhythm of her steps. The moon marked you for death, Arin, and no one can stop it. But Arin wasn't one to kneel to destiny. The fear that once bound her now fueled her legs. She pushed harder, her body screaming, her spirit refusing to yield. The forest around her blurred into streaks of red and silver. She could hear everything, the thud of paws closing in, the rasp of her breath, her heart beating a desperate rhythm against the cursed night. Then, through the chaos, a sliver of hope. The forbidden border. Even the fiercest wolves feared crossing it. If she reached it, she might vanish into the unknown, beyond the curse, beyond their reach. Arin broke through the last line of trees. Moonlight flooded the clearing. She took 1 step forward and slammed into something solid. Someone. He stood before her like the embodiment of the moon's wrath and beauty. Tall, broad-shouldered, power coiled in every movement. His silver eyes glowed beneath the red-tinted light, sharp and cold as a blade. His presence was magnetic and terrifying. Kaelor, the Alpha King. His voice rolled through the clearing, deep and rough. You shouldn't be here. He tilted his head, gaze narrowing. But neither should you be alive. Yet somehow you are. The world seemed to still. Even the wind dared not move. Arin's breath hitched, her pulse erratic. The brand beneath her skin burned brighter, reacting to his nearness. She could feel something strange. A pull she couldn't name. It wasn't fear this time. It was connection. Dangerous, forbidden, electric. Her voice trembled, but defiance laced her tone. If you're going to kill me, do it quickly. A ghost of a smile crossed his lips, both cruel and intrigued. Kill you? He murmured, stepping closer, his shadow swallowing hers. No, little Omega. Death isn't what the moon wants for you. Arin's breath caught. The forest pulsed with energy, the air thick with unspoken power. She took an involuntary step back, but there was nowhere left to run. Kaelor extended a hand toward her, silver eyes gleaming dangerously. You are coming with me, he said softly, whether you want to or not. The cursed moon loomed above, blood-red and watching, and with it, Arin's countdown had truly begun. Kaelor's hand hovered just inches from Arin's shoulder, yet he did not touch her. His silver eyes, cold as the night sky, scanned the forest edges, calculating every shadow, every rustle. The pack's howls still echoed behind them, but here, in this forbidden border, Kaelor's presence was law and death. Then he saw it, a faint crimson glow under her shirt, just above her heart. The moon mark. The cursed symbol no alpha should ever see. A mark that demanded obedience to an ancient deadly law. The alpha who saw it was bound to kill its bearer. Kaelor's jaw tightened. Every instinct in him screamed to strike, to end her life before the prophecy unfolded. Yet another part, a part he had buried under years of duty, darkness, and discipline, pulsed with something unfamiliar. Protect, shield, preserve. You're marked, he murmured, voice low and rough. The law says I should kill you, but I won't. Not yet. Arin's eyes widened. You won't? Her voice trembled, disbelief mixing with hope and terror. Why? Kaelor's gaze hardened. Because some laws are written in blood, but not all can override choice. Not all can override fate. A sudden chorus of footsteps announced the approaching pack warriors. They were here to claim her, to enforce the curse, to spill her blood. Kaelor shifted, moving in front of her, his fur bristling, every muscle taut with lethal power. "Stay behind me," he commanded. And with a flick of his head, the pack froze mid-step, sensing his authority. Arin's heart pounded. The Alpha King was protecting her, a stranger, a predator she had just met, and yet shielding her from death. But then a searing pain ripped across her chest. The moon mark flared violently, hot and burning as if it had a life of its own. Arin gasped, clutching at her heart. Kaelor froze too, his eyes widening in shock. He felt it. Every pulse of fire, every wave of pain radiated into him, linking them in a bond neither of them understood yet. The forest seemed to hush around them, as though the very trees were holding their breath. Arin's voice trembled. What's happening? Kaelor's silver eyes darkened. It's the curse. And now it's not just yours. The moon mark burned hotter, and Arin realized with horror, whatever link this curse had forged, it could bind them, and kill them, together. The forest seemed to recoil in silence as Kaelor's silver eyes remained locked on Arin. Each beat of her heart sent a jolt through him, sharp and electric, as though the moon mark's fire had found a conduit in his very soul. Without another word, he turned and led her toward the palace, shadows swallowing them both. Arin stumbled, panic clawing at her chest. "Why are you helping me?" she whispered, her voice trembling. "I should die. Everyone says I should." Kaelor's jaw tightened. "The laws of blood and moon do not control me. Not tonight." Yet inside him, the curse flared in rhythm with hers, burning like molten steel. He didn't admit that each flare of pain made his head spin, his vision blur, and his breath hitch. "I'm connected to her," he realized, a cold dread threading through his chest. By the time they reached the palace gates, night had deepened, and the world beyond its walls seemed impossibly distant. Kaelor moved through secret passages, guiding her past guards and silent corridors until they reached a secluded chamber. Arin sank to the floor, trembling. Her entire body ached from the moon mark, but her fear didn't match the strange pull she now felt toward him. She tried to rise, to escape. Instinct screamed at her, flee before the link consumed them both. But the moment she stepped toward the door, Kaelor staggered, his knees buckling as if invisible hands had pushed him to the ground. The bond was stronger than she imagined. Her pain seared through him like fire, leaving him momentarily weak and exposed. Arin froze, guilt and terror warring within her. "Kaelor, I didn't mean to." He gritted his teeth and straightened, wincing. "It doesn't matter who meant what. You're mine to protect now, whether you want it or not." His silver eyes softened for a heartbeat. The first moment she saw humanity beneath the Alpha's lethal exterior. Their fragile silence shattered when the palace bells tolled, echoing through the stone corridors. From the chamber doorway, the courtiers appeared, their eyes blazing with unnatural light. They circled Arin like predators, murmuring incantations. Kaelor stepped forward, placing himself between them and her. "Step back," he commanded, voice low and dangerous. One seer's gaze burned into Arin, piercing through the room. "The Omega has arrived," she intoned, voice echoing unnaturally. "The moon's condemned walks among us. She must be judged, and executed immediately." Arin's heart raced, terror and disbelief twisting in her chest. Kaelor's hand brushed hers instinctively, a silent promise. But the moment their fingers touched, the moon mark flared violently, scorching both of them in shared agony. Arin gasped, clutching her chest. Kaelor's knees buckled again, his silver eyes widening as the pain ripped through him too. The bond was no longer subtle. It was alive, dangerous, and undeniable. The seers raised their arms, chanting louder, the room darkening under the pulse of the curse. Kaelor glared at Arin, desperate. "Hold on, or we die together."